Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedlys. Hello, you guys. I hope you're doing well. Sorry I wasn't here yesterday. Yesterday I had, as you know, I have inner ear equilibrium water problem, Meniere's disease. I had a glass of wine the night before. It wasn't last night, but the night before I had some white wine, and I just don't do well with wine. I didn't drink enough water afterwards. It's just a small glass, but hey, kind of cost me, or the food was too salty. So yeah, I had a little bit of a reaction yesterday. So I really wasn't, I had absolutely no energy. I was not in a good physical situation. So that's why I wasn't here. But here I am today, yes, and so much going on. New York Post posted that William is like a fourth child to Catherine. Yeah, a lot of people are pushing back on that one. I basically told New York Post that Meghan's fingerprints were all over it. And basically it was because the poor thing, I'm kind of showing some pity towards her now. I think she really gets off on the anger, and she gets off because then she thinks that it's jealousy. But pity would really upset her. So I think that's my new angle. Is to show pity. I don't think they want, I think that would be like the worst thing. They like love, they like hate, but pity, oh God forbid, that's like, don't pity me. They want to be victims, but they don't want to feel pitied. I really think that would really get to her. So, but you know, it's really Harry's the jester and the petulant outburst, whining and whinging over sausages. And that's kind of in a nutshell, said differently on X. That's how basically I saw it, was that it was still about the sausages. So yeah, I used my snark. As people say, wow, I really like your snark. Carrying on. Tracy Anderson, who is a chef for Goop, did some shade on Meghan by making a green goddess crunch salad, which looks really delicious. Actually, I'd like to get the recipe of that. I like my salads. Looked great. And she made a comment saying, yes, and I'm in my kitchen. So sting, sting. What else? The Prince on X said that Lady C, there was a Lady C post about how Charles will not step in, the family will not step in for Harry when they get a divorce. When that happens, they are not going to help Harry. And I got that too in the spread. Also, what am I going to say? I decided to do something fun on X. It gets kind of serious over there. So I know how the women over there seem to really have a thing for half-naked Scottish men in kilts. So I was on Instagram yesterday while I was laying in bed and trying to entertain myself, even though I couldn't do much. And this fashion modeling post came upon my Instagram. And there was one absolutely knockout, gorgeous, half-naked man after another. They were all dressed in costumes. There was a cop, there was a rescue, there was a firefighter. And so anyways, they had the guy in the kilt. So I thought, well, I got to screenshot this one. So I put that one on X. And so far I've gotten 300 likes and 46 women drooling over it and leaving fainting type comments. Got to cheer up the masses at some point in time, right? It gets pretty serious and nasty over there. So had to break it up while I was bored yesterday. So that's kind of fun seeing that feed. The other ones are like, but that one's kind of a fun one, I will say. New York Post, another New York Post. Meghan's having patent issues. Yeah. And also there's a lot of porno shots going on X right now too. So some of them are getting kind of, definitely looks like her. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Carrying on. Goop versus Dupe. Gwyneth Paltrow versus Meghan. Yeah, Gwyneth is valued at $200 million right now. She does live in Montecito. And there was some people are kind of questioning her, quote, looking like she was being supportive of Meghan. She said, quote unquote, everybody deserves an attempt at everything that they want to try. At everything that they want to try. I think that's some shade. Everybody deserves an attempt at everything. Meghan's trying everything, isn't she? I think that's shade. So I do think it's sort of a backhanded support compliment, because apparently she's kind of known for that, okay? So it is up for debate. And she had products like the orgasm candle for $75, $15,000 gold-plated dildo. Yeah, you heard that right. 18,000 gold-plated dumbbells. She has $27 bottle of psychic vampire repellent. Yeah. $755 saucepan. But in 2018, she was forced to pay a settlement on vagina eggs. Yeah, vagina eggs. To help balance hormones, regulate cycles, and prevent uterine prolapse, and to help with bladder control. So I guess that didn't work out. I guess that was a faulty product or a con. Kind of sounds like the psychic vampire repellent kind of should be going to lawsuits too. Yeah, I don't know about the, well, I suppose the dildo and the gold-plated dumbbells have some function. But anyways, she does some racy stuff. You know, she does the vagina candle, this is what my orgasm smells like candle. And then she charges like astronomical prices, but she is worth $200 million. Meghan wants to do that. But I don't think Gwen's going to let her do it. I think Gwen's going to block her. It'd be fun to do a Gwen spread. So I definitely should do a Gwen spread there. And then also what's brewing here that's going to really piss off Meghan is Cressida Bonus with her half-sister Isabella is doing a podcast called Lessons from Our Mothers. And she's in a short glittery dress that's hiked up quite high, like, you know, mid-thigh, with really nice looking legs and heels, and she looks really good. Meghan couldn't pull off that outfit. She just doesn't have quite those legs and that body. Is what a lot of people are saying. So if people are saying this, quote unquote, she may actually have things to say versus a long monologue. She will show Markle how to do a discussion. Yeah. King Charles apparently loved this union, and Harry got dumped, and King Charles was really disappointed. She's classy and refined. It'll be a million times more authentic, genuine, heartfelt than whatever drivel Meghan Soros comes up with. Someone else said, "Is that the sound of Pyrex dishes breaking in Montecito that I'm hearing?" So yeah, Meghan's breaking dishes. So yeah, I think she's going to really fall apart on this one because it was an ex-girlfriend. So let's do that one. Cressida and her half-sister. It seems like podcasts. Everybody wants to do a podcast. I'd love to do a podcast, but she's going to have A-list people. She's going to have who was it? I had it down here. She has Kate Winslet is going to be a guest, and she's going to get people like Fergie. Fergie will be a guest. So she's got the connections that are willing to sit down with her, unlike Markle. So let's get the spread on the Pyrex dishes, the tea glasses, everything shattering. And not Montecito, because she doesn't really live there. She lives in a condo. She doesn't live there, but wherever she's residing, which is, I believe, is a condo, so in LA. She could be breaking dishes in the kitchen that's not hers. The rental house, whoever place they're using. So how's Meghan coping? What's Meghan's agenda? Yeah, it's so competitive. Even if she was likable, even if people cared for her in a positive way, it would still be a huge, massive struggle because it is just becoming... The competition is so thick, is incredibly thick, and it just gets thicker and thicker. So even in the best circumstances for her, it's going to be a challenge and a struggle. Now you add to it who she is, her entitlement, her fakery. There's not a chance in hell, but she's not going to see it. Her ego won't allow it. So how's her ego going to cope is the question. How's her ego going to cope? How's Meghan's ego going to cope? How's Meghan's ego going to cope with Cressida and her sister? She's feeling under attack. Feeling under attack here. So poor judgment. She's thinking, well, that's a poor judgment. I can kill the connection and move on. Hiding behind many masks and it's a negative announcement. My God, That girl should wave the white flag. Actually, Meghan's thinking about maybe I should wave the white flag and give up, because I feel like I'm under attack here with the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is in reverse. She doesn't want to believe it. Oh my God, that's got to be a lie. No, no, no. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. We got the Ravens here. The Ravens is melancholy. So she's feeling kind of depressed. It's clouds. Clouds is dark, a dark day. It's a dark day for her. And she doesn't want to see or hear it. She feels like, my God, should I just drop my sword now? What am I doing? Maybe I should wave my white flags. Will they see things my way? Should I sacrifice myself? What do I do here? I need to find a new perspective here. What angle should I go down? Maybe I should change my angle. Will they see me as the enlightened one? She feels like she cannot do that. My gosh, it's uncle. It's like, uncle, what do I do? What do I do to enlighten myself? How do I embrace this situation? Because Hangman's about embracing and accepting what is. How do I accept this one now? I feel like I'm under attack and I want to give up. So she's feeling like, where's my people? What do? I lie. Should I give up because I lie? How do I get enlightened so people won't want to see me? People won't want to listen to me. People will avoid me. This is avoidance here. Meghan knows she's a dishonest and lives in denial with poor judgment, but her confidence is tanking down, and she wants to just avoid. And the introspection is needed with the Judgment in reverse. So she wants to introspect. Okay, how do I pull myself out of this? How do I feel positive? This is a negative announcement. So how do I feel positive about it so that I can carry on, so people will see things my way? But I lie too much and people don't like me. And with the Page of Swords in reverse, she becomes weak and feeble. And basically she feels stupid. So a lot of people say that Cressida is intelligent and beautiful. And, Meghan's like, well, how do I deal with this pain? I have an inability to deal with this pain. I want to drop that sword. It's such a disappointment. And her imagined realities of greatness and good judgment and everything would see her ways is falling apart. It's the opposite of being intelligent, being studious and academic and being right and taking on good ideas. The intellectual kid of the Page of Swords upright, being smart. Meghan feels like an idiot. How do I expand myself? I don't know what she's even talking about. Lessons from our mother. Meghan's mom was in prison by the time Meghan was 11 years old. Lessons from her mother. What did she learn from her mother? We've talked about that before. Lessons from her mother was how to cook meth. That's why she doesn't want to see it. She's triggered. Oh my God, I can't do that. It's a good topic. It's a good title for a podcast, and Meghan knows it. The path of the CEO and the entrepreneur path, what does she know about that? She doesn't. She can't do this because her mother was a party animal and was gone a lot and really was no mother figure by any means. She was an avoidant mother who was avoiding Meghan through addiction and drug use and her hippie ways. She was no mother. She can't do that. So it feels like an attack to her, a child attack. Oh my God, now I feel really stupid. It really puts her in a dark cloud because that's how she probably felt during those times, is giving up and waving the white flag. That's why she became someone who had to embrace something new because her past is such shame, is how I see that. So let's get the challenging position. Challenging position is the Page of Wands upright. So with the Page of Wands upright, she's thinking, I have to be honest. I have to be outgoing. Maybe I should phone her. Maybe I should call her. I should have a conversation with her, my concerns. Yeah, sure, Meghan. Say it like it is and call her. I don't think she's going to want to talk to you. So basically, she knows she needs to be more honest. She knows she needs to be fun, dynamic and outgoing, and be truthful and act like act like a friend. But Meghan can't do that. We know Meghan lies about that. She doesn't feel friendly towards anyone. The problem is Meghan is the reverse. Meghan is the one who is a liar, has no ambitions. She feels most people roadblock her. No one wants to deal with her. It's an unachievable aim. There's no enthusiasm. That's who she really is. That's why this is a challenge. It's a major challenge for her to have actual enthusiasm and be friendly and have a good conversation and not be someone who takes the stage and owns it all for herself. To have courage and to be adventurous and be hardworking. Meghan's lazy. Meghan doesn't want to work. Meghan wants everyone else to do it for her, and then claims all the wins. That was in the book of who was it written by? Mastery. And it just came to my attention yesterday or the day before. Robert Greene. Yeah, Robert Greene. He's got a series of books on Amazon, and one of the books is outlawed in the prison system. And it's about how to manipulate people. And I thought of Meghan. And this is where this applies, is in his book on manipulation, how to manipulate people, master manipulation. They say one of the rules in the book, which has been outlawed because they don't want people in prison because they don't want them utilizing it, is basically what I just said. It's get other people to do work for you, and then you claim the win. That's Meghan. That's one of the most toxic things a person can do, and that's what she does. And that's what this card is here. She has no enthusiasm to do it. She doesn't want to do the work. Let someone else do it, and then I get to claim that I'm the one who won it. So this is her challenge. She cannot do this for herself. She doesn't want to do it. Focal point, the world. She wants the world to watch her. It's in front of the whole world. So she needs things to spin in a good way. You know, it's the final card in tarot, and basically it's having boundaries, it's traveling, it's creating, it's promoting, getting the rewards, it's getting the achievements, and you're doing it in front of everyone, and it's claiming your place in the world. It's, you know, empathy for the world. What comes around goes around. You know, it's being blessed also. So she knows she has to get her game on, her game of enthusiasm and friendliness. And I'm such an honest, genuine individual. People say she's not genuine. So this would be being very genuine and exciting and friendly and doing it like the way Cressida would with her stepsister. But Meghan's definitely feeling the need to collapse it. Like, my God, how am I going to do this? I know it's in front of everyone. She's going to do so much better than me. Everyone's going to love her because she's this and I'm not that. So now I need to be that, so in front of the world. Otherwise I'm going to go down. And she knows that because they're going to start comparing. There's that compare and contrast. The narcissists are very competitive, and she's going to compare herself to her. She's going to try to mirror her or what she's doing. They do the mirroring, they do the compartmentalize with the mind, and they will do it with actresses, they will do it with TV personalities. She's going to do that with Cressida. She is going to do it with her and her sister. Pick out little points that she likes, and then she's going to try to apply it to herself. Because look at her, she tries to mimic Julia Roberts laugh. People are always talking about, yeah, that's the Julia Roberts laugh she's doing, where she pulls her head back and she smiles and laughs really. They're like, she's pulling the Julia Roberts there. She's going to do the same thing. She will apply it to her compartmentalized mind. And she knows she's no longer a royal here with the Hierophant in the past. She knows that she won't be the leader. She wants to be the lead, to be the one in charge. She wants to be the one leveling up, that can guide other people and who's awakened. Meghan knows she isn't awakened. She is not. It's sitting here. She's not awakened. Plus, she knows her marriage is in arrears. Plus, she knows she's not a top hierarchy. Plus, she knows she's not welcome in groups. Plus, she doesn't have the wisdom, or she doesn't want to do the work. She doesn't want to do the duty and sacrifice. Duty and sacrifice is a challenge. My God, I want to give up because I dropped my sword. I lie. I want other people to do it for me. And it's such a challenge for me to actually do it. No, I don't want to do duty and sacrifice. No, I don't want to fit into groups. She thinks she's too good for groups, okay? She wants to be the top dog, top level here. She knows she's got to find her path and fit in, but she really doesn't want to fit in because she thinks she's better than everyone else. She wants to be, I'm here, but I don't fit in with everyone. Let me rise above everyone, but I'm not going to blend in with you. That's kind of what this feels like with the moon in reverse, but everybody knows that it's a fantasy and that she's crazy And everybody knows she's crazy. The shared fantasy of her being a royal isn't serving her. Just like Netflix did say, no, you will not use Duchess of Sussex. She was pushing for it and pushing for it. They said, no, we're not going to do that. You will not be doing that. So that's why she pushes the narrative. That's why she said it to her guest on her Netflix, to Mindy. Oh, you do know I'm a Sussex, don't you? That's why she threw that in there. That's why she's doing the crown. She's got this ridiculous crown, gold crest crown, like she is the monarch on her writing pad when she sends these fake, fake signature, fake letters to people, which she recently did. And it had this big gold crown, like it was a monarch. Like she's a monarch. No one's going to share that fantasy with her, and she knows it. It's crashed and burned. So the fantasy's done. You're crazy. We know you're crazy. Get a 5150 hole, for Christ's sake. I mean, she is crazy. Everyone knows she's got issues, and all the truths have been uncovered. So she's going to think, well, I could talk about the royals. She can uncover all the royals. And Meghan doesn't feel she's capable of it because it's sitting over here, where Cressida could unravel and talk about the royals, uncover some hidden truths about the royals, about leveling up in life, about being welcome in these high-level groups. Meghan's not in that group. She could have been in that group, but she ditched and she bolted because of her ego and her narcissism. Otherwise, she could have. She lost that. She could have had that over here, and this could have been upright, and that could have been there, and this could have been an upright, and this could have been an upright, and she could have been doing it herself. But instead, her narcissism wouldn't allow her because she was triggered with everything. Everybody's against me, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's racist. If I can't be boss, if I can't be the Queen of England and reveal the truth and be the queen, then I wave my flag. Goodbye, I'm out. They don't have empathy for me. Doesn't anyone care how I feel? No, you're not the queen. Let's get the hidden energy. Hidden energy. I'm going to take that one. So, yep, King of Wands. It's business, business, business with the King of Wands. Being in charge of your life, firm, controlling, publicly acknowledged, being successful, expert level, dominating the room, a very alpha, creative, taking risk and succeeding. A lot of energy. Father knows best. Yeah, she knows her father got her on the world. If it wasn't for her father, she wouldn't have done it. At one time, she was friends with her father. At one time, she was very connected with her father. Her father helped get her where she is, and she kind of knows it, and it's subconsciously driving her to the world. He's the one that got her to feel that she could do anything. And so this vibe is sitting with her right now. But she lost that. The family's in arrears. She doesn't have her family anymore. She doesn't have her dad to talk to anymore. And now she's stuck with, okay, how do I get in control of my life? My dad was a good father. My dad helped me get here. He gave me the charisma to move obstacles and told me, if you're just honest and you have energy and enthusiasm in front of the world, you can succeed, Meghan. That was the lesson here that he told her. Feelings in the situation. No, going into the future, excuse me, the future. This confuses me when I have 3 there, because then I think, oh, I already pulled it. Going into the future. Going into the future. What do I have here? We have the star. Yeah, she thinks she's going to be the star, heal, glow up. Yep, you're going to be a star. Daddy said you're going to be a star one day. You're meant for it. You're the star of my life. You're the apple of my eye. So glowing up and getting all her wishes fulfilled, divine timing. She thinks, well, it's her time, even though she's ready to wave the white flag. She's like, well, maybe it still is my time. So the echoes of her father's in her mind. And she knows she has to be an aggressor of the Knight of Swords. So be basically like a player. And it's a message of caution about Cressida doing it. It's an unforeseen situation. She knows Cressida's going to glow up. She knows Cressida's going to be the one who's the star. Meghan's thinking, well, I know it's business, but I think she's going to be the one to get the top-notch stars. Just like I was saying, she's getting Kate Winslet. And she's like, oh my God, this is terrible for me, because how am I going to fight against this? Because this is an aggression card and never wavering your attention. How am I going to fight up against that? It's business. okay, how am I going to get this attention in front of the world to get these people to come in? And when I call them, they come in, and they come in quickly, which it moves very quickly. She's going to just move through all these celebrities so quickly. There's going to have all this enthusiasm to talk to her. What about me? Which is a tower in reverse. It's scorched earth. So she's hoping that it's a scorched earth situation for Cressida because she's competitive and she's angry and she's revengeful. She's hoping that it'll be scorched earth on Cressida, but really it's a scorched earth on Meghan. And then we have Queen of Cups upright. So she's going to think, well, that empathy, compassion, everyone loves her. It's sensitive, it's quiet, listener, high self-worth, but there's a sad empathy, compassion. So she's thinking, well, I suppose I have to be like that. It's very unclear. It's a maybe card. Will they love her? Will she be adored by everyone? Will everyone be compassionate, or is it going to all fall apart? Meghan's wondering about her own emotions. Well, doesn't anyone see me that way? I'm a loving, empathetic person. I'm just kind of sad and depressed right now. I don't know the answers right now. It feels like scorched earth, and I need to move fast so that I can compete with her and be an aggressor so I can get celebrities too. And I don't think they will want me, and I don't think they care about me. Why don't they love me? I'm a nice, compassionate, empathetic, kind individual. I'm kind in front of the world. I show the world that I'm kind and empathetic, even though I lie and I have poor judgment and I have no ability to use this professional calling. It's really not my professional calling. I'm not a healing person. I'm a grudge holding person. I'm a failure. And I've never really healed up because of what I did to my dad. I'll never be able to heal this. And I avoid all responsibilities of that my dad's the one that helped me get here. He's the one that got that enthusiasm going in me. So I went scorched earth on my dad that I said I once loved. And now I'm scorched earth on myself. And I did it so quickly so that I can get fame without my father. I did a full scorched earth. What poor judgment that was. And everyone's under attack constantly on it that I should change the situation. In order for me to heal, maybe I need to get back with my father, in essence. She knows she's got this father situation that's still affecting her to this day, and it has not gone away. So that's biting her in her success. Feelings in the situation. Feelings in the situation, it's glowing her down. She's not as happy as she was feeling. Her confidence is tanking. She's not sure she could seed this and grow it. She feels like she's lost her optimism. She really doesn't have optimism. A lot of what she's doing is, what a lot of people are saying in her post, is revenge. It's really her sickness about the royal family, her mental illness. And the fact that she's actually trying to attack the royal family, which is very poor judgment, because she's trying to get people to love her for all the wrong reasons. She loves the idea of scorching earth also. It could be read that way. She also loves the idea of acting all loving, compassionate, go on the attack for fame and draw attention to it by doing scorched earth on basically trying to take down the monarchy. But it's a scorched earth on herself, as we know. And we have here, it's very self-harming here with the Knight of Swords in reverse. So with the Knight of Swords in reverse is basically, it's violence, it's wartime, it's distress. She's thinking, wow, I feel like doing something really inconsiderate here. She wants to attack Cressida because she's depressed. How can I scorch earth on Cressida and get attention for myself? How can I go on the attack, get attention, go scorch earth on Cressida so people love me? That's what she does when she's upset, when there's competition. She's got to scorch earth on someone else. And she likes to do it publicly. She likes to glow it up because that's the only way she has optimism. She's got an itch to scratch. I was listening to a podcast from a female sociopath recently. I'll have to get her name. I forgot. I really enjoyed listening to it, though. She has her master's in psychology. She's a working therapist and a sociopath. She said she didn't want to work with patients because she is a sociopath, because she thought, well, I have to have empathy and compassion for them. How am I going to do that when I don't have that? I don't possess it. She said she came from a normal family and that she knew she was different. And when she was in college, she admitted to her dad that she didn't have the feelings that everybody else had. So she got into therapy, and then she became a doctor because she did it out of self-motivation and selfishness. She was only interested in sociopathy, nothing else. But she knew she had to learn everything else because that was a requirement in order to get the doctorate. And so she then realized that in order to be a therapist, you didn't actually have to empathize, that you just have to be a good communicator. And so I guess she reframed it so that she could do the job effectively. She goes, I guess I really don't need to have it, because you don't need that in order to help someone. So you're there to fix situations, doesn't mean you have to feel their problems. So cognitive actually works quite well, because when you're cognitive, you're not emotionally invested. Therefore, you're more clear-headed, and then you can actually help people. So that's kind of how she came to be in her mind about that. But very interesting story about how the reason why I'm saying it is because the harm here, the self-harm and the glowing down. She mentioned in her, before she knew what she was, what made her feel different was doing things nice for other people. This is what I'm seeing in the spread here. This is why I'm saying this. Doing nice things for other people didn't give her a dopamine hit. Only when she did harmful things to other people would she get a dopamine hit. She said it's like an itch to scratch. Like it would be this building up process within herself, and this tension and this anger and this revenge and the need to hurt and lash out or do something destructive, like such as break into homes and whatnot. She used to break into homes. And then she said you would think that she would have been anxious and sweating, but she had an eerie calmness every time she would go and sneak into people's homes when they weren't there and walk around and look at their stuff. And she realized she had to stop, because eventually she'd end up in prison for breaking and entering. And that's the mind of the sociopath, which is also would be someone like probably Meghan, and obviously a psychopath, is that eerie calmness that they get after they lash out, create revenge, do something violent, such as war. When they're depressed and they're glowing down, they want to go to war. They want to go to war and do scorched earth, and then they get this calm emotional feeling, maybe a little sadness, but they feel more emotionally connected, and then they feel kind of healed by going on the attack of being an aggressor. And I think she's feeling this with Cressida, the urge to lash out in some way or another, much like what she has done with Catherine. You're going to expect the same kind of the need to scratch that itch. And but I think she's more untouchable because she's not in their line of succession. Plus, she's marching to her own beat, and she's happy, and she's doing her own thing, much like Catherine. Everyone's ignoring her. There's that total indifference. And with indifference, they fall apart. And I think also with pity, they fall apart. So that's why I said I'm going to start using pity on her. Because anger, she likes anger. So I think we have to start using pity. And that's basically what Cressida needs to do. Just show pity to Meghan. Whereas Gwyneth is using some snark, very passive aggressive, of everybody deserves an attempt at everything that they want to try. Very passive aggressive. That kind of stuff is really tanking Meghan down here. It's making her want to go to war because she's in a dark, gloomy place. And her childlike creative energy isn't there. The playfulness just isn't there with the sun in reverse. She cannot heal the situation when she feels this sense of self-harming and going to war with people. There's no healing energy in there, and she knows that she'll never heal. And she's sad about that she scorches earth on everybody, even, which falls back onto herself. So she's aware that she's violent thinking, and she really wants to go on. She wants to go on the war path against her, because they're going to war against me, because this is what they're thinking. You're doing it to me, so I'm going to do it to you. No, she's not doing it to her. She's just doing what she wants for herself, but to the narcissist brain, you're going on the attack against me. You're on the attack against me, forcing me to drop my sword, because now they'll never see me in an enlightened way making good judgments. Now they will never see me as the honest, good, fun, friendly one. So it's an attack on Meghan. Anytime someone else is doing well, even if she has absolutely nothing to do with them, that's an attack against her. You succeed, you're attacking me. You get a new car, you're attacking me. What, you bought a new house? Well, that's an attack on me. You started a podcast, that's an attack against me. Anybody doing anything is an attack against Meghan. She's supposed to be the sole only one who's the elevated one in front of the world. I'm supposed to be this here. I'm supposed to be this here. She's supposed to be the guru of the world and be famous for it. And how dare her be the fun, exciting, he says it like it is, dynamic one that everybody's going to want. How dare her go on the attack against me? Outside influences. And be creative and empress energy of the mother. The mother, yep. Mother and pregnancy and giving birth. Meghan didn't do this. She knows nothing about the storylines. She doesn't know about craving. She got up and down the moon bumps, wishy-washy, different sizes. My God, she's going to talk about motherhood. Now I'm really triggered. She can't do that. She knows she's doing it. My God, that's an attack against my fake pregnancies. I didn't carry. It's scorched earth because she didn't do that. She never did glow up and rebuild from that. She never did do that. So she's basically in denial. She's envious, and she wants to avoid it with this. She wants to avoid the whole mother subject. Meghan doesn't want to talk about motherhood. She likes a little drop, say, oh, Lilibet we just dropped this stupid PR article saying, oh, she showed Lilibet. Well, when I looked at it, what did I see? I saw an arm with a basket with some strawberries. Oh, thank you for showing us Lilibet. She can't do it. Where's your children, Meghan? Where is this building up and pioneering this female energy? Cressida can do that. Total scorched earth on Meghan. Meghan liked to scorch earth on her because she can't do it. Next position. We have here King of Pentacles. She's hoping she doesn't make money. The money doesn't flow into the bank. Basically, con artistry, won't share. So she's thinking, well, how am I going to get the money? It's all about cha-ching, cha-ching. Meghan needs an advisor and a leader, and she doesn't have it. Meghan's not an advisor and a leader. She doesn't know how to make investments. She's running out of money. She doesn't have the money. She can't rely on whatever money she has. It's failing. She also knows that she's going to probably financially fail. She's hoping that Cressida fails. I hope that this whole thing just falls apart. No one wants to help Meghan, because she won't take advice anyways. So it's total failure. Final outcome. But it's her energy. And we have here the moon upright. So it's driving her to the dark side. Her dark side, the crazy card. So we got two crazy cards here. In the past, she knows everyone's already been revealed to her. So now she's thinking, well, how can I mirror her? Yeah, there's the mirroring I was talking about. I'm going to mirror her. I'm going to take some parts that I like because I'm a broke individual who doesn't possess this success. So I need to mirror her and take some parts of her so I can transition with grace. And I know I've got this mental illness and I'm drowning in lies and self-deception and smoke and mirrors, but I'm going to try to ignore the truth. And I'm crazy. And I'm going to do this shared fantasy enmeshment in my mind and just mirror Cressida on some things that I like, because I'm a broke person with this empty pit and I don't have anyone I can rely on, and I'm not a good leader, and I'm not going to, she really has a lot of self-doubt here. She, in her mind's eye, as I said, she was supposed to be it all. She was supposed to have it all, be it all. Now someone else is taking it from her. So that's how I see it. Let's get to the center of the deck. And I know this has been a long read. Here we go. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So it's an evil position with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. She's hoping that it will blow up on Cressida, a major tornado. She just wants it all to just be turned to ash, just like the Scorched Earth card of the Tower in reverse. She wants all scorched ash. She'd like to be the one to do it and watch it. She wants to sit there and watch, but really what's happening, it's happening to Meghan. But she wants that for Cressida since that's a projection. So it's blowing up on Meghan. Meghan doesn't have the resources. Meghan is dependent on other people. She's hoping Cressida has that vibe. She knows Meghan's not a homebody. Meghan does not like to garden. She doesn't like pets, but yet she wants to get a trademark on it. She doesn't like kids, yet she's showing arms with baskets of strawberry and pretending about kids. She's not a mother. She's not a good partner. She's a boundary-pushing individual. She's self-serving. It's a self-serving adventure. She's an absolute terror of mistrust. She's a very evil, very suspicious, paranoid individual. She's status focused. She's moody. She's a hoarder. She likes freebies. She refuses to nurture other people. She basically, if she had the kids, if there are any, they have to fend for themselves. She's not taking care of anybody but me, myself, and I don't even pick. Gardening? Yeah, there's a gardening picture. Wearing white. There's not a single drop of dirt on her. Everything is a prop and a photograph. That is all it is. None of it's real. It's all artificial. Meghan's completely 100% artificial. That's why she wants to mirror. I'm just going to fake it. I'm going to fake it. I'm going to fake it that I'm Martha Stewart. This is my Martha Stewart card. In the upright, but she's in reverse. She's no Martha Stewart. She's no Gwyneth Paltrow. She cannot be in the kitchen and cook. She's not going to do it. She doesn't have the hospitality and the graciousness. She doesn't like cooking. She hates it. Luxury, she likes luxury to the point of complete total greed. And it's all me, mine, all mine. I don't share it with my kids, husband, pets, kids. No, I'm hoarding it. I'm hoarding money and stashing money because I'm paranoid, because I know everyone's going to know what I am, and I know there's going to be a divorce because the marriage is in the rears. She's hoarding money. She wants to hoard money for herself. And then we have here, because she's got legal problems. And she's got legal problems. She's lying. She knows she's going to have to adjust herself by hoarding money because she's going to have some legal issues going on here, and she's going to claim it's not fair. Because basically she's done a lot of disregarding corruption towards other people for hoarding money. As we know, she hoarded money. She gave over $6 million to her mom. Archwell hoarding money, using it for her own resources for herself. That whole Archwell Foundation stuff is going to come back and bite her. And she's got legal recourse, legal problems. And she has to drop her sword. She can't do anything legally against Cressida because, like what Gwyneth said, everybody deserves an attempt to, or a chance for her, a chance to do it. Not at everything, because she hasn't done that. But there's no legal recourse. She has to drop her sword. She has to drop her sword because Meghan knows she's nothing but a liar. She's like, maybe I should drop my sword because I really don't know what I'm doing here, because I really don't like it. I'm completely full of lies here. I'm full of lies here. How does one glow up and become the master of it when it's all fabricated and none of it's real? You don't. And she knows that she's just a complete head case. She's a head case. She's mental. And her mind is going into a very dark place where she's sparking ideas of how she can manifest what she wants. But it's all dark fantasy of illusions. She's lying to herself. It's complete psychosis here, really. She's very quite psychotic in her little fantasy mind. Fantasies and reality just don't match with Meghan. So she's in deep fantasy right now. How do I do this? Fantasy's saving her right now from doing any self-harm, because she's in such a low place of self-harm. I got all these swords down of basically self-harm. She had to check out into this whole deluded mindset. She's like really in deep fantasy. That is her defense mechanism of preventing her ego from going into a narc mortification and narc collapse, so that she can try to carry on. So that's how I see it. Until next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys. And thank you for being here.